Hello students, today we will do chapter number 2 of NCRT class 10 maths. It is about polynomials. So first we will know what are polynomials. It's nothing, just like it will have some numbers and variables. Variables means alphabets only. First we will learn what are polynomials, linear polynomial, quadratic, cubic. We will first learn those. Then we will learn how to read the graphs. Like from the graphs, how can we find the value of x or any variable that is in the polynomial. And after that we will switch to the exercises and we will be doing the exercise questions one by one. Okay, so first let's learn about what are polynomials. Polynomials are actually nothing, just suppose if I write 2x square plus 5. Okay, so this is a polynomial. In this, the variable quantity is x and the constants are 2 and 5. 2 is the coefficient of x square and 5 is the constant term. So, and now how do we identify that whether any polynomial is linear, quadratic or cubic? See this one, the term which is containing this variable. So in this, the degree of x is 2. Degree means the highest power. If I write 3x cube plus 5x squared plus 3, so these are the terms. 3x cube is a term, 5x square is a term, and 3 is a term. Terms are always separated by using plus sign or minus sign. If it is separated by multiply or divide, we don't consider it as different terms. So in this, see, how to identify the terms is very easy. This is plus sign, plus sign. So what we will do, this is plus and this is plus. So either side of the plus sign or the minus sign are the different terms. So in this, the different terms are 3x cube, 5x squared and 3. Now let's see what is the variable in this. It has like same variables, x. It is not necessary to have same variables in any polynomial. They can have different variables in the different terms. If they have same variables, we call it as in one variable. If it is a different variables, we call it a two variables, three variables, and that two variables we'll be doing in the next chapter also. So this is x, and what is the power of x? It's 3. What is the power of x in this? It's 2. In this there is no x, so there is no power of x, or I can write it as 0. So now can you tell me what is the highest power out of these? So highest power is 3. So I can say the degree of this polynomial is 3. And if the degree of any polynomial is 3, it is a cubic polynomial. I'll give you some more examples. Suppose if I say 2x plus 5. So now you can easily identify which are the terms. First term is 2x and the other term is 5. What is the degree of this term? Degree of this term is 1, as x has the power 1. If nothing is written in the power, it means it is 1. For constant term, there is no power of x, so it is 0. Now can you tell me what is the degree in this? The degree is 1, as the highest power is 1, so the degree is 1. Fine. Let's take some more examples. 2x square plus 5y square plus 3x plus 3xy. I'm taking a different polynomial, completely different polynomial, just to understand the things. See, this is the term, second term, third term, and this is the fourth term. What is the power of x in this? 2. Power of y? 2. Power of x? 1. In this, we have x and y both. So, power of x is 1. Power of y is 1. So, the degree of this term is, we can say, 2. So, what is the highest degree in this? 2. So, this is the degree of the complete polynomial is also clear. So we can have like this, in one term we can have different variables, so we need to add all the powers in that case. This actually we have already done in 9th standard to identify the terms, identify the degrees, like to write the degree polynomials as linear, cubic, quadratic. We have already done this in 9th. We're just doing this for the revision purpose, so you'll not get any confusion while we are doing the chapter. Let's take some more examples. 3x cube plus 5x square y plus 3x cube y. Okay. So in this case, the degree of this term is 3. Degree of this term is 2 plus 1, that is 3. And the degree of this term is 3 plus 1, that is 4. So the highest degree is 4. So degree of the complete polynomial is 4. In this way, we identify the degree of the polynomial. And we are like, there are some names for the polynomials also. If the degree is 1, polynomial is called as linear polynomial. Example 2x plus 3. In this, x has the highest power as 1. If the degree is 2, the polynomial is called as quadratic polynomial. And suppose example will be 2x square plus 5x plus 3. It can be 2x square plus 3 also. Highest degree is 2 in both the cases. If the degree is 3, we call it as cubic. So in that case, it will be like suppose 3x cube plus 2x square plus 3x like that. So the highest degree is 3 in this case. So according to the degrees, we name the polynomials. If the degree is 4, we call it as biquadratic. In that case, it will be 3x4 plus 5x square plus 3x and something like that. Or it can end till here also. There is no need to like have all the terms in the decreasing order. If they are suppose degree, like suppose they are 3x to the power 4 and there is no cubic part in that polynomial, it means the coefficient of the cubic part is 0. I'll give an example for that also. Suppose the equation is like this, 3x cube plus 3. So in this, we don't have the power 2 and we don't have the power 1. So we can write this polynomial as 3x cube plus 0x square plus 0x plus 3. It means the terms having x square and x have the coefficients as 0. See, these are the coefficients and they have the coefficient as 0. But the term having the variable as x square, it has a coefficient of 3 and the constant term is also 3. So if all the terms are not there, it means the coefficient is 0 for that specific term. Now we'll learn about the zeros. What do you mean by the zeros of the polynomial? Zeros means the value of x or any variable what is given there. Suppose it is 2x plus 3 and I have to find the zero of this polynomial. It means I have to find the value of x such that when I substitute that value of x, I'll get the RHS. Suppose my equation is like this, 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, and I have to find the value of this polynomial. How can I find? Means I have to substitute this value of x in like such a value I have to substitute over here so that I can get 0. Suppose that is 3x square plus 5x plus 3. Again, I have to find the value of x such that this value will be equal to, completely will be equal to 0. If it is suppose t also, then also the same thing. In this case, we will have to find the value of t. Okay, so that is called the zero of the polynomial in which we have like when we substitute the value over there, we will get 0 in that case. And when it is a linear polynomial, we will have only one value. Okay, means we will have only 1 0 for that. If it is quadratic, we will have 2 values. If it is cubic, we will have 3 values. And if it is biquadratic, we will have 4 values. Suppose you have already done linear equation so many times in 8th standard also. Just take the example of that only. Suppose 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. How do we solve this? 3x is equal to minus 5. X is equal to minus 5 upon 3. So what is the value of x? Minus 5 upon 3. It means minus 5 upon 3 is the zero of this polynomial. As it was linear equation, so linear polynomial, so we got only one value for x. If it would be like quadratic, we would be getting 2 values. So first we will learn how to read the graphs and how to like from the graphs, how can we read the values of x? Okay. See this figure? This is the graph of a linear equation. You can see here the linear equation y is equal to 2x plus 3 and this is the line of the graph. We will learn to plot the graph in the next chapter. In this case, we will just learn to read the values. Okay. So you can see here, so this is a line of the graph. Okay, so we just have to see. We are taking the graph equation in the form of y is equal to x plus 3 and our variable is x. So we will check where the line cuts the x-axis. Horizontal axis is the x-axis, vertical is the y-axis. So see, this line is coming and where it is cutting the x-axis, it's cutting over here. So whatever is the value over here, that is the value of x. So this place the value of x is minus 3 by 2 because this is minus 1, this is minus 2. If I count it, this is minus 3 by 2. So I can write the value of x or the 0 of this polynomial as minus 3 by 2. Let's go to the next one. If it is a quadratic polynomial, then how we do it? For the quadratic polynomial, actually we get the graph like this. I'll show you once. You always get in the like the upper side u or the lower side u. Suppose this is the graph and this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So we will get the graph either in this upper u or in the downside u like this. These are called as parabolas. Okay, and we get this graph for the quadratic equations. So in this case, this graph is cutting x-axis at two places, one here and the other one there. So we can say the quadratic equation has two zeros. So these 2 points will be the zeros of that polynomial. If it is like this, if it is open towards the like tops on the like top part, again it is cutting the x-axis at 2 points. It means the graph has this polynomial again has two zeros. So we have like different types of we can get different types of graphs. Suppose in this case, if the graph is going like this, in this case the graph is cutting it here at this place only on x-axis. It is cutting nowhere else. So it means this polynomial has only one zero. Means both the zeros are equal. They are coinciding at a one point and we will have only one zero for this polynomial. So this is the only zero for this polynomial. Sometimes the graph comes like this also. I'll show you the example. See, in this case, the graph is cutting only y-axis. It's not cutting the x-axis. See, there is no point on the x-axis where it is cutting. So we don't have any zero for this polynomial. Means we will not get any value. Fine. We will like when we will solve, we will be like there will be no real zeros for the polynomial given. The graph can be like this. The graph can be like this. The graph can be like this. For all these graphs, we don't have any zero for the polynomial. If it is like this, so it is cutting at 0. It means the value of x is 0. It can be like this also. So in this is the like value of x. So we can have graphs in any order. If the graph is cutting at two distinct points, it means the polynomial has two zeros. Graph is cutting at only 1 point on the x-axis. Polynomial has only 1 0. If it is not cutting anywhere on the x-axis, just remember the graph has to cut x-axis. That will be the value of the polynomial. If it is cutting y-axis, we don't have to take that. We don't have to take any other values. Only the values where graph, the parabola and the x-axis is cutting each other, that will be the value of the polynomial. I'll show you the examples from NCERT textbook. So you can understand it better. See this. This is a parabola. So in this one, actually this is cutting the graph x-axis at this point and at this point. So this value is -1. This value is 4. So it means the graph of the zero of this polynomial is -1 and 4. This is cutting the y-axis at -4 also, but we cannot take it as the value of x because we only have to take the values of x-axis. The next thing, we'll check the next example also. See, In this case, the graph is cutting at 2 points at A and A dash. So there are 2 zeros for the polynomial. In this also, this A dash and A. So there are 2 zeros of the polynomial. And we will check the next case. See, in this case, the graph is cutting x-axis at only one point. See, this is the point. This one at this place and at this place. So the two values are coinciding at one point. So in this case, we have only 1 0. The next graph we will check. In this graph, the parabola is not cutting the x-axis anywhere. You can see this. So this is the graph and the x-axis is here. So it is not cutting the x-axis anywhere. So in this, the polynomial has no real zero. So just by looking at the graph also, we can identify whether the polynomial has 1 0, 2 zeros or no zeros. Now we'll look about the cubic polynomial also once. See, this is the graph of the cubic polynomial. It will go on like this, a curve, complete curve. Okay, first it can start from the bottom also, it can start from the top also. So in this case, this graph is cutting the x-axis at 3 points. Here, 1, 2, and 3. So it is a cubic polynomial. So it will have 3 zeros. So as we have already understood how to read the graphs, how to read like how many zeros are there for us by just looking at the graph. So let's move to the exercise 2.1. We will solve some questions from exercise 2.1 and then it will be like clear, like more clear to you. So let's go to the exercise 2.1. In this, the graphs of y is equal to px are given and for some polynomials px, find the number of zeros of px in each case. So let's take the first one. Let's look at the first question. In this is the line of the graph. Clear? And but it is not intersecting x-axis at any point. So in this case, it will have zero polynomial. It will have no zeros because the graph is not cutting the x-axis. In the second question, this is the second question. Into the graph is going like this and it is cutting the x-axis here. So it has only 1 0. In this case, this graph is cutting the x-axis at 1, 2, and 3 points. So it will have, this graph will have 3 zeros. In this case, this graph is cutting the x-axis at 1 and 2 points. It will have 2 zeros. This one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it will have 4 zeros. This 1, 2, and 3. So this will have 3 zeros. So it is very easy. We can easily find the number of zeros by just looking at the graph. As many points the graph is intersecting the x-axis, that is the number of the graphs. In this, it is not cutting the x-axis, so no zeros. In this, it is cutting at 1 point, so 1 0. It is cutting at 3 points, so 3 zeros. It is cutting at 2 points, so 2 zeros. It is cutting at 4 points, so 4 zeros. It is cutting at 3 points, so 3 zeros. Remember, I am repeating it again. Don't count the y points at y-axis because we always take the value for x-axis. We can take for the y-axis also, but in that case, we will have to draw the graph by taking x-axis. X is equal to that. And we generally don't do that. We normally do like y is equal to the equation and draw the graph. So we will take the point on the x-axis only. So this was exercise 2.1. We just have to identify like how many zeros are there. In the next exercise, we will be doing how to find the graphs and the relationship between the coefficient and the zeros. Like we have to find the number of first we'll have to find the zeros, and then we will have to find the relationship between the coefficient and the zeros. That we will be doing in the next class. So for today, it is enough. Like for today, this is enough. Like we have done how to read the graphs. Keep that practicing. Practice from other textbooks also. And if you have any doubts, comment in the comment box. We will reply like as soon as possible. So please practice the questions and ask doubts from us. Till then, keep practicing. I'll be soon back with the next video of exercise 2.2.